What is up, you guys? And today I have Taylor Ragano, I think is your last name, here on the
Yeah.
podcast to discuss her weight loss journey, her road to advocacy, her goals in life, and just kind of explain how she grew up with her disability. So, Taylor, take it away.
I have recently have been featured on the front page of Fox News, the Daily Mail, and international publications discussing my weight loss success story. Basically, if I start from the beginning, I had several learning disabilities, and I was in special ed since I was 3 years old. And school was really challenging for me. I was bullied and had trouble fitting in, and I was never encouraged to take gifted or AP courses. I almost flunked out my senior year. So after I graduated, I was just kind of unmotivated and didn't take school that seriously. And I ended up putting on 100 pounds by the time I was 21. And I did lose 50 pounds doing Atkins diet. Then a year later, I gained it all back. And I actually developed hypothyroid disorder, which made it nearly impossible to lose weight. I tried dieting, but I wasn't seeing results, and I had other health issues. I was pre-diabetic, and I had to get cortisone shots on my feet because I carried so much weight. And so I decided to have weight loss surgery, get gastric bypass, and within a year and a half, I lost 100 pounds. And that just kind of gave me the motivation to start taking school more seriously. I just felt good about myself, more confident, and so I raised my GPA in community college and got into 4 universities. I decided to go to James Madison University, and I graduated Dean's List. And now, right after I graduated, I went to grad school, and I'm getting my master's of public administration degree. I've interned on Capitol Hill twice, and I do modeling on the side. So that's just a little bit about me. And I'm in the process of getting my bariatric counseling certificate, so I would be a weight loss surgery coach and life coach.
That is
So check
awesome.
that out.
So, kind of like you'd be coaching, kind of sort of like I don't know if you know the show The Biggest Loser, where they have these people that are extremely overweight, and I don't remember the host of the show, but I thought I seen the show. It's incredible. So what you're doing reminds me of them. So I don't know if it's something that you're thinking about doing, kind of similar.
More so as a kind of mentor and coach, preparing before, during, and after surgery. Just like I can't really advise any medical or stuff like that, but or I'm not really so much a nutritionist. It's more of just I can provide some nutrition coaching, but I'm not a dietitian, so but it's just basically being some encouragement and letting them know as a counselor, but also my own experience being that I had the surgery 7.5 years ago and kept most of the weight off. So I think that in itself is something as well.
So, who, I guess, besides yourself, did you have any big influences in your life, outside influences like around you that helped you, I guess, lose the weight and really motivated you to move forward with all that?
My mom is my biggest influence to this day. She's an incredible woman. She was an amazing businesswoman back in the day and mom at the same time, raising 3 kids. And unfortunately, in her mid 40s, she ended up getting a rare eye disease that's made her legally blind. So, and that doesn't stop her. She's still a very active member in the community. She's vice president of her HOA community and was the commissioner of a youth cheerleading squad. But she just shows how she never complains. She's always just been a great role model, and she always gives the best advice, and she's always encouraging, and she's tough, and she says it out loud. It is, but I don't need to sugarcoat it. She's just been a great role model for me.
I don't know what it is about mothers, but they always seem to be the first line of encouragement because I can relate to you. I grew up with my stepmom, and she always when I was growing up, she was always the one that gave me tough love. She would always tell me, "Hey, don't just because of a disability, don't let anybody take advantage of you. You have more potential than what people think." She would always encourage me to go outside the box. So I feel like your mom could have been the same way with you. She would always be like, "Hey, she tried to encourage you as best as possible, but you always have outside those outside forces, like you said, you were bullied, that always try to that always try to keep you down, but she would always be there for you." You know.
Yeah, absolutely. She always told me I'm smart. She's like, I would think I'm dumb. She's like, no, you're extremely smart. We got your IQ tested. You have an IQ. It's just you learn differently. You have a disability. And she, like, would get frustrated when she noticed I wasn't giving my full potential. So, and because of that, like, she's just been, like, my own personal cheerleader. Uh, and she just gives such great advice. And, I mean, they even wanted to have her as back in the day, a coach herself, teaching women how to be dressed professionally and like act professionally in the workplace. So she's kind of, you know, my own line of work. Yeah.
Was it hard for you to, I guess, accept your disability at first?
I mean, I would start off having speech services. I made up my own language. I couldn't speak like proper English. Um, I started at age 3, and it was in first grade when I was 8. My uh, first grade teacher wanted to hold me back, and my mom's like, she knew something was wrong, but my teacher said I was slow, and that's why. And
You and me both.
yeah, I know, like that's so for her to even diagnose.
Yeah.
She's a teacher, but anyways, um, so we got tested, and it turned out like I just have auditory processing, sensory disorder, and attention deficit hyperness disorder. So, like, so I was at such a young age, like I didn't really comprehend it at the time. So for me to accept I have a disability, like I didn't fully get it. Like I was like kind of confused why I was being pulled out classes along my peers and stuff. But as I got older, I would say I would think it's unfair, that life is harder. I have to study twice as much as the average student because of a disability. But at the same time, though, it's made me who I am today, and I learned really good study habits and become, just like overcoming adversity is something very rewarding in itself.
It is, especially when you involve so many people, especially ourselves that we excuse me. At the end of the day, us having various disabilities, it's up to us to educate the public. Without us, people or individuals will just keep stigmatizing disability. And when we are out there speaking our voice and speaking our mind and explain to people, hey, we have these disabilities, but we can um, we can achieve all these goals we set our mind to. Like you with modeling, myself with teaching and doing, the Olympics and all that stuff. Our potential is above and beyond. We're limitless. So I feel like with that I guess with that in mind, I know you said you wanted to be a disability advocate. So what are some of your projects that you want to get involved in? Like any projects you want to do?
Well, right now, I'd like to get an internship working for a disability nonprofit, um, or yeah, or like a federal government agency that focuses on disability. And I really want to focus on, once I get a career, is like um, higher education and students with disabilities, and like in the workforce as well. So I really just want to, like, the fact that the disability minority is the biggest minority, but it's the most uneducated, most in poverty, and most unemployed. And I want to change that statistic, and like that's been my like life purpose to reform the disability community.
Yeah, I can relate. I graduated college back in 2016 and then spent it for the next like year and a half afterwards, like just volunteering and trying to apply for any kind of job I could with my degree. But of course, it was extremely difficult. So I ended up I don't know if you heard of AmeriCorps before. Have you heard of AmeriCorps?
Yeah, I did AmeriCorps.
Yeah, I
I triple.
what branch did you do for AmeriCorps?
I did NCCC and I did the Colorado
Oh
Denver.
wow, I do OPAS from middle school. I've done it for 4 years. I'm currently a team lead there for the city of Orlando.
Wait, what's it called?
It's called
OPAS?
OPAS. It's called Operations Pathways to Student Success, to academic and
So do
student
you
success.
travel?
What?
Do you like travel? Is it like
Oh no, it's
similar to America?
local. We do local. It's in Orlando.
Oh wow, I didn't know about that program. Are
Yes,
you familiar with NCCC?
yes, I am.
Yeah, it was definitely it was really cool. Like got to travel. America is a great um, organization.
It really is. It gives you the opportunity to really branch out and learn about yourself and learn about your community and learn about ways to help improve the community and the schools around you. Like I've been in the middle school sector for the last 4 years, and I've met so many different kids, and I've been able to change a lot of children's lives, and it's awesome.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Um, let's see. We were in the disability advocacy, and I know you do modeling on the side, and then I was wondering, is there something you'd like to do with that in terms of like the disability community? Like I know you wanted to kind of, I guess, mention that briefly, right?
Well, I would like to be one of like I just do this on the side. It's not like a career path for me, but I would love to be like one of the top models who have weight loss surgery or lost like half their body weight because there's really no models out there that's lost that much weight. And even like when it comes to people being open, like stating they're openly disabled, I don't know if there's that many models that claim that, but definitely like I want to be one of the first models who had weight loss surgery.
That is awesome, and I feel like that's really commendable. Like if you can go out there, and I mean, you do it on the side, but if you go out there and say, "Hey, I have these disabilities, but I also model," that's gonna be that for a lot of girls that are in your situation or trying to get into modeling that have disabilities. They'll be like, "Hey, if she can do it, so can I," you know? And that's really
Absolutely.
encouraging, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
And then I know you also, I guess, have your own product line, from what I saw, or is it from for other companies? I believe that you have.
Oh yeah, so I'm a brand ambassador for this company called Bariatric Pal. So they sell like, you know, all types of nutritious food. It's not just for people who've had weight loss surgery. It's for anyone like vegan wanting to live a healthy lifestyle. They sell a lot of high protein, low carb food, gluten free food, and like there's so many products. And so you can use my discount Tay 15 all caps, and you get 15% off all products. And yeah, I mean, I really enjoy being a brand ambassador for this company because just I love all their products, and it's something that I believe in, like their company and what they're doing.
That is awesome, and I will also put that on the YouTube channel when I post everything, so you guys can have that. Yeah, I mean I always encourage people to kind of put their company or whatever they have out there. Like like a lot of podcasters that'll be like, I don't want people to promote other stuff and whatnot. I'm more of like you can promote whatever. If it gets you out there, go for it. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
And then what are some things you would say to encourage girls that are in your situation that have been bullied for their weight and they're just struggling with self esteem and getting and I guess accepting themselves for who they are.
Um, I would say that you should believe in yourself because no one else will, and you're capable of so much more than you realize. And honestly, what I would do is make a list of short and long term goals and then work extremely hard at accomplishing them because every time you complete a goal, it just boosts your confidence little each time. And yeah, and the sky's the limit, honestly. Like anything's possible if you put the hard work and dedication into it. And I just wish I started believing in myself younger. And I know it can be a process and something difficult, but really just love yourself for who you are because you're an amazing person. And yeah,
Yeah, I mean it's always so important to first and foremost, like you said, love yourself, believe in yourself, don't give up. There's always regardless of any obstacle, any path you go to, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, I myself, didn't get to this point. It didn't. It wasn't for me. It wasn't an overnight success. So it took me years to get to this point. To be able to teach, to be able to do all these things that I did. Uh, it wasn't an overnight success. So it's always about the first and foremost. The last thing you have to think of is the journey starts with you. It starts within your heart, and it starts within your mind. If you have a negative mindset, you won't get anywhere. But if you have a positive mindset, a great support system, and just an overall just jovial and outgoing personality, which you seem to have by our conversation today, you'll be able to get anywhere.
I'm actually was pretty shy as a kid. I'm starting to get more outgoing as I get older, but I used to be extremely shy to the point where people ask me, "Why don't you talk?" I'm like, "Cause I'm shy." So yeah, it's definitely a confidence thing too, though.
I was the same way when I was younger. I didn't really speak or really talk. Now it's like now that I'm older, I don't shut up. I talk. They're like, do you ever stop talking? I'm like, I just love being around people. I'm a social person. I used to not be social, and now I am. You know.
Yeah, I know. Like my friends ask me, I still kind of consider myself a little shy because, like, when I get into new settings, I don't know people or groups of people. I can be a little quiet. But then, like, my friends are like, "Oh no, you're not shy. I wouldn't describe you as shy at all." I'm like, that's just crazy to me because, like, if there was a like, I was probably one of the most shyest students in like my school. So yeah, it's just a kind of a maturity thing too. I think.
Yeah. So in regards to kind of what we talked about, I definitely had a blast, and I figured out we have so much in common as far as like how we went through, I guess, our the education system, which we both I believe we both kind of struggled there in that aspect, trying to get things done and dealing with bullying within I guess with authority figures in the school, teachers and things like that. Like our paths are pretty much similar aside from the weight loss, and it's awesome. I like to meet people like that are like-minded and that have gone through similar situations, and then I wish you the best for in your journey, and I hope you achieve all the success. And I'll be definitely watching to see what you accomplish, and I hope to help any way that I can. Any way that I can. Like I said, promoting anything you have out there as far as like products or your advocacy. I'm definitely for getting it out there. So and definitely willing to work with you. So it's like it's exciting to have you on the show. So I really appreciate you, and I hope everything goes well.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's been a blast, and I really appreciate that. So
Yeah.
it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, guys, you can find Taylor at is it Tay underscore transformations on
Yes,
Instagram, and
yes.
you also have a few websites, right? That you can, I guess, they can visit to
Yeah,
find out more
well,
information.
I have a blog. It's in process right now, but you can still visit it. It's also taytaytransformation.com.
Awesome, awesome. With that being said, you guys, I will. You can find this episode on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, any other major platforms out there. And I know that Tay and I share the same quote, which is, "If I can do it, so can you." So I'm gonna change it up and be like, "If we can do it, so can you." So you guys take care. Thank you, Taylor, for being on the show, and I will see you all soon.